Welcome everybody, here's your Strategy Wolf and welcome back to Strategic Command American Civil War. Welcome back to the Conquest of Mexico, our YouTuber multiplayer match versus Old Crow Balthazor. We're playing the US and we're fighting the Mexicans in probably June 1847, and yeah, things have been going quite good for us, but everything is still, it's not, little things can decide and go to make shift to one direction very easily, and so far things have been going good. We've been acting risky south of Tampico. We pushed the General Amuida, I think was the name of the Mexican general, a little bit further back, but we exposed a little bit also our artillery. So I'm a little bit scared for any counterattack, but in the end I'm still convinced it was the right move to follow hard here, because we want to get as many of them on the retreat as we can. So let's see if we can do that, and yeah, start off with watching the replay together. Yeah, and also, of course, I was very scared for this cavalry. Oh gosh, retreat, retreat. Oh yeah, they retreated. Nice. Whoa. Damage is hard here versus my brigade also. And they're moving, closing on 14. Okay, here's a counter attack on these guys. Wow, that was really nice. The regulars, wow, plenty of damage plus the artillery. Yeah, the Mexicans really taking a lot of damage over here. Wow, this looks like a retreat of the enemy also at Saltillo, since Arista's HQ moved out of the site and it seemed like he shortened the line. Regiment here protecting Mazatlan, interesting. Yeah, before we go to details, once again, we're going to read the press because the Conquest of Mexico to you. So today's page 233. On descending to the court, the Spaniards took a leisurely survey of the other edifices in the enclosure. The area was protected by a smooth stone pavement, so polished indeed that it was with difficulty the horses could keep their legs. There were several other teocallis, built generally on the model of the Great One, though of much inferior size, dedicated to the different Aztec deities. On their summits were the deities. On their summits were the altars crowned with perpetual flames, which, with those on the numerous temples and other quarters of the capital, shed a brilliant illumination over its streets through the long nights. Among the teocallis in their enclosure was one consecrated of Quetzalcoatl, circular in its form and having an entrance in imitation of dragon's mouth, bristling with sharp fangs and dropping with blood. As the Spaniard cast a furtive glance into the throat of this horrible monster, they saw collected their implements of sacrifice and other abominations of fearful import. Their bold hearts shuddered at the spectacle, and they designated the place not immediately at the hell. One other structure may be noticed as characteristic on the brutish nature of their religion. This was in pyramidal mounds or tumulus, having a complicated framework of timber on its broad summit. On this was strung an immense number of human skulls, which belonged of the victims, mostly prisoners of war who had perished on the accursed stone of sacrifice. One of the soldiers had the patience to count the number of the ghastly trophies and reported it to be 136,000. Belief might well be staggered, did not the old world present a worthy counterpart in the pyramidal Golgothas, which commemorated the triumphs of Tamerlane. Alright. Yeah, so much about Cortes and our predecessors. Coming back to the current situation. Quick look, so yeah, this turned out phenomenal for me personally. Yeah, and I feel like we might even be ready to deal even more damage down here. So yeah, pursuing the enemy here, it has been brutal for them. And I think this counted, I mean, 4 damage, and I think it dealt 8 and also in the combination with this artillery, this was magnificent. Yeah, so this was Scott's job Scott is doing a great job. Here they're closing in 14. Not sure once again on the siege rules if they can now. I mean, of course I would like to. Actually, I'm gonna keep the position. I mean, Dr. Arrojo is obviously interesting, but as I mentioned a lot of times before, 14 is here the knot that connects the south and the north here in the eastern mountains. So if I give up 14, I basically give up the entire purpose why I brought these troops over here. That's why we're not gonna do that. Over here, yeah, side 2 is free. I mean, there's still a lot of forces. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to spend a lot of our income again on just reinforcements that we can't spend on the long envisaged marines. Maybe we have to actually skip that. It might be worth discussing. But he at least Arista is out of Satio. Maybe he was also scared of the a little bit exposed situation. Well, well, well. And up here, quite unspectacular. Nothing new. When do we get our next 2 days? We get our Navajos incoming over here. So not Navajos, Apache. We have to also wait for our cavalry here that we can't even force much. Sad. Well, let's keep on going. And as always, we're gonna be... Oh, there we are. So we've encountered the enemy. And I'm not gonna present myself directly to him. But we can bring up Kearney to Carithal, which should bring us a decent 10, quite decent 10 of supply next turn. And I sincerely doubt. I mean, there is some leftover that the enemy was super tricky. Set up some flanking units here that might come here around us. But this still with the supply of these guys. Nah, and the enemy, let's have a quick look on the reports once again. We do have more units than the enemy, and but the difference is getting smaller. But we saw the enemy is occupying this, the enemy is here, the enemy is here. Here, I doubt that there's like a strong flanking force. So for these reasons, I'm gonna just march them in here. Yeah. So at least I have some protection to the left. And 3 brigades ready to attack Carmen next turn. Hopefully. And then we also got the Apache that maybe we can ride them through here to the plains here and to make sure there's nothing on the left. In the west, correct speaking. Alright, back to Monterrey and Zachary Taylor. Where we've got to discuss how to do that. I think I want to bring the Rangers over here. These guys back here. Yeah. This turn I'm not gonna attack. This turn shall be quite peaceful. Since I want to save up also our MPPs for somewhere else. I'm really annoyed by this. Did I mention it before? This uploading and packaging situation really pisses me off. Yeah. I mean, obviously we can and we should probably reinforce, but it costs a lot. We do have 480, so this is 70, 90, 177, 197, 210. Almost half of our, and then we still got to do somewhere here. Yeah, it is what it is. Before we lose them, I'd rather reinforce quickly, I think, and then have more useful units around them. Yeah, saving time. Yeah, I mean, the Marines are 350, so basically we can't reinforce anything if we want to get them. But also, I don't want to... I want to bind these troops here and keep up some kind of pressure. Or, yeah, no, guys. I prioritize supporting the existing troops over getting new ones in. It is what it is. So, yeah, Taylor's army shall be ready for action. And worst case, I mean, what is worst case? I think the enemy took Tula, right? Maybe I'm changing my mind since I also saw the enemy moving in on Tula. Sure, then we lose the threat of the like this possibility of blocking them. On the other hand, since the army is still up here, they didn't march south, and we already occupied these two forces here. Hey, yeah. Yeah, this I like the scenario a lot. The scenario offers so many interesting choices because it's so wide and you can't occupy everything with a stable front line. So you have to think. I find it very interesting. Therefore, Anyways, before we do anything, let's write and let's do a quick look. Okay, he can even reach the enemy also. Is there anything we need to detach? Are we gonna... Yeah, I think we're gonna reinforce these guys. So probably... Does it change a lot if we... Actually, not at all. Maybe let's see it first. I'm gonna go for the attack on Huehutla. First of all, it gives us, if we take it, it provides us with... Yes, it provides us with extra supply. Plus, we want to kill these regulars since you can't rebuy them, and therefore I'm gonna write here. Oh, come on! Oh, what the hell? How can they retreat like this far? This is absurd. Okay. Nevertheless, reinforcing these guys costs the enemy tons of points, so it's okay. Let's think. You can't attack anymore. You could attack, and you can attack, and we definitely want to. Oh, interesting. I mean, we need to take this possession also, right? What we can definitely say this is that we harmed the enemy a lot. That's a good thing. There has been plenty of damage dealt so far. Maybe here I'm gonna do a shuffle. And actually reinforce over here as well. Yep. As the artillery too. As the cav over here too. But what I want to do, I want to keep up the pressure, so... And from what I remember, Mice was not occupied. Yep, so the enemy moved up here, so... Okay, and I'm gonna move back here. I don't want to lose troops at the moment, since we managed to we do have the initiative. This was for sure painful for the enemy and very annoying. Now it's open again, but it's also not a high-speed lane or anything. So, yeah. And dedicating the forces here with one force, I think we fulfilled his job, or the job, quite nicely. So rather have secure our retreat and build up some more pressure down here. And the enemy might get up here actually and attack Victoria or something like this in our rear. But you know, it's not terrible because our supply comes by sea, and we do have the cavalry that might go up and contain them up here. We have reserves. That's really annoying and painful that we couldn't take Hjalpar or take out these. Let's say, didn't know. Your guys in Hjalpar had. Were motorized. How did they manage to flee so far? To run that far and not flee is too positive. But nice. Is there any supply difference down here? In the end, not really. Let's bring them here for quicker speed. on the road. Yeah, but these guys are here far away from being safe, as secure as you see. Their morale is beaten. They're all grayed out here at 2, morale 48, morale 47. Now, no beaten is it not, but they can be pursued. The question is where we're gonna go from here. At the moment, my main task was to deal as much damage to them and take out as many. I mean, we're dealing damage, we didn't take out all the units, which is sad. But now, after pushing them further south and reaching the mountains and here to Querétaro, the question is, what is our strategic objective for Scott now with this army? I mean, I think I'm gonna keep on pursuing as long as we can deal proper damage. But are we moving in on Mexico City? It's not that far anymore, to be honest. However, of course, the terrain is pretty bad. Here we do have mines that kind of, also to the west, Querétaro, León. And there seem to be a lot of cities that maybe, yeah, they probably here is the industrial or MPP heartland of Mexico, I'd assume. Of course, we can also go to Veracruz and turn south here, but no, I don't see why. I mean, Veracruz, the landing there is obviously still quite tempting. To be honest, I'm gonna move back our troops since, our ships since down here. I don't see a lot of problems that could be. Actually, maybe let's bring one frigate over here to protect Yucatan in case the enemy brings up the gunboat here. No, actually not. Oh, actually, yes. Let's see. I don't know. At the moment, I'm not 100% sure what to do with my ships. We've got no new units. We've got no ships to move. We got 100 MPP left. But this is not an amount where we can do anything with. Did we put up units? No, we didn't set up anything up here. Nothing to do all over the map. Still, I would say quite unsatisfying. Let's quickly, once again, because I didn't do this a lot at the beginning. Let's have a quick look at the last turn. Collected income on lost units for us. More or less even here. Yeah. And the enemy, way above that. So yeah, the damage being dealt to the enemy at the low income should be hard to recover from. So I feel like, at least that's my impression, as the initiative and the momentum is shifting more towards us. However, of course, we still, for the major victory, we need to still take both Mexico City and Veracruz and Chihuahua. Minor victory we already do have. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, but let's quickly end together before I start my demoderation already. But nothing new. So thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think, if I acted reasonably. And apart from this, it would be fantastic if you leave both me and Balthazar a like and subscription to support our project. Link to the video description of the enemies, this starting video, can be found in the video description. And yeah, most importantly, see you next time in the next episode. Bye, your Strategy Wolf.